My name is Clayton Duncan, Clayton Earl Duncan. I'm from the Robinson Rancheria in Lake County.
My name is Amanda. I live here in Willits. I work on a farm.
And the reason we're here, we're going to talk about what we call that?
Real thanks, real giving.
Yeah, the real thanks, real giving. And it's not really a takeoff for the Thanksgiving dinners and stuff, but we talked about it, and then we thought about, it'd be a good idea if Lake County and Mendocino County people get together and have a somewhat of a festival or a ceremony. And it started out with the disenrollment of Clayton Earl Duncan, me. And my tribe wanted to disenroll me for no reason, I feel. Freedom of speech, that's the way I see it, is freedom of speech, and they don't like the things I say. And this Will Parish, he came to our sunrise ceremony in Lake County this year, and he called me and asked if he can do an article on this disenrollment. And so I met him, and he did the article, and we start organizing some activities to make money for our defense fund. And Will asked if he could be involved in doing a fundraiser, and we would do it in Ukiah because he had some people from Willits to work with him, and one of them was this young lady here. And so we had a meeting. I went to Ukiah and had a meeting with them, and we came up with this Thanksgiving thing, real thanks, real giving. And we thought we would bring the natives and the non-natives together, and we can talk, start a better relationship in the counties, both counties, and work on banning disenrollment and banning racism and banning all the negative energy that's in these two counties that's going on right now. It has to change. And so this is, we've had probably, 6, 7 meetings already?
Quite a few, yeah.
Amanda? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to let Amanda share with you, some of the meetings we had already and what we got started so far. So.
Well, what we have so far in the event, it is this Sunday, December 2nd, in Ukiah at the Saturday afternoon clubhouse. And that is, I think, on 107 South Oak Street. I might be mistaken. I think that's right. We're going to start at 2 p.m. on Sunday, and we're going to have an opening ceremony with some dancers, and we're going to have an honoring of the elders ceremony, and we're going to have food and drink and of a non-alcoholic sort. And we're going to have a panel of speakers, which include Clayton Duncan, as well as E.J. Crandall, who is an Iraq vet, and I believe the rightful chairman to the Robinson Rancheria that Clayton lives on. And who else? We also have
Jim Brown will be
Jim
there.
Brown.
And the lawyer, Joseph Kiddo.
Yeah, and Joseph Kiddo will be able to give us more information on the case that Clayton here are working on right now. And maybe we could tell everybody what it means to be disenrolled from your tribe.
Yes. Right now, we're a federally recognized tribe, and each one of us have a roll number within our tribe, Robinson Rancheria. In the 1950s and 60s, they were terminating tribes. That means they made the whole tribe were exempt from being Indian people. We were just regular Americans now, and what land that we had left there, they were supposed to divide it between the adults and one. They call it the dependents and distributees and the dependents. So my mom and dad were distributees during this Termination Act time, and I was a dependent because you had to pick the oldest child in your family, the oldest one, and that you only one in your family, and they would get a piece of land, of that land also. And so my mom and dad were distributees, and I was a dependent when they terminated. We were terminated until 1978, when my grandmother, she sued the government, Andress versus Mabel Duncan, and she won. And she won our recognition as a tribe back. Robinson Rancheria. So we had to start again, restart our whole tribe again. We had to get a board. We had to get our bylaws and all of our ordinance and everything in place to start in, like starting a new tribe. And so Bernardine Tripp was the first chairman elected, and I was the vice chair that was elected. And then I went away for a couple years to New Mexico. I came back in '81, and then Bernardine they were still working on the res, like we call it res, R-E-Z, a reservation. Ours really is not a reservation, it's a rancheria. A rancheria consists of about maybe 50 to 80 acres. A reservation is something like Round Valley, a really big area. And there's only, I think, 3 here in California. The rest of them are all rancherias. But anyway, we started our rancheria, and we bought 107 acres of land on the Highway 20. We developed that land. We put the roads, lights, and water in. We put the foundations for our homes. We had 41 homes going. Actually, we ended up with 31 homes, but our project was going so good, that they gave us 10 more homes that another project lost. And so they gave it to us, and we put 10 more homes in. And then we built the tribal center, and what we call the casino now, it started out to be a bingo hall, because that's all they had then in the 80s, were bingo halls. And so we built a building for a bingo hall, which now it turned into a casino because it has machines. We don't have any more new homes, I think we got a service station, and we got it built. The service station built on an environmental impact place. You know what I mean? It's just, it's the old where that marsh was. That's where the service station is. It's inside that marsh area, and so later on, it's going to leak. Inside the water, it's going to get into the water system, I feel, anyway. But what I'm trying to get at is these people that's being disenrolled, there's about 50 of them. I start taking up for one lady that spoke our language. She's an elder. She speaks our language. I know she's from there. Her name is Mildred. It was Mildred Gunther. Now it's Mildred Goforth. And she was disenrolled because she didn't have a birth certificate. Some Indians don't get birth certificates, in the 20s, in 1910 or when she was born. They weren't giving out birth certificates to Indian people. They were born on the river, on the banks of the lakes and the rivers and, out in the woods, they were still being born at home. And so she was disenrolled, her and her whole family. Her daughter, she's a grandma too, she lived in the first house when you get on the res. She was evicted out of her house, disenrolled, evicted out of her house, and all those little kids lost grandma's house, that was grandma's house. And these people that call themselves leaders over there now, it just seemed like this heart is gone. We used to call the white man Masan. It wasn't because he was a white man, look at that white man, We called the white man a Masan because it meant a spirit without a heart. We call him Masan. That's what it means. Now, that's what's happening to our council. They're Masons. They're not caring for, our Constitution says you got to care for the health and welfare of your people. Our moral rights as Native people, our culture, our tradition says you have to take care of the elders. That's one of the priorities in your tribe, the elders and the youth. If you can't do that, you're not, get away and let somebody else do it. Well, that's not happening. These 6 people are taking all the proceeds that's coming out of that casino for themselves. They all got new cars, they all got new homes, they all, and it's not shared equally. It's the deer is brought home, and the council takes all the meat and they leave all the bones and the hooves for the rest of the people, and that's what they got to eat. And that's what it seems like, and so maybe out of this bad energy thing that they're doing, out of every bad energy thing, you can get some good out of that. And so I feel that's what this activity that we're going to do is going to do. We're going to join all the non-Indians and Indians, and we're going to finally shake each other's hand, give each other hugs, and share some food with each other. Marumda was the creator of our earth. And when he created the earth, he called all the people around the tallest mountain in the area, which would have been Canuptai for us. And he called all the people, everything that he created in that area, he called them all around that mountain, bottom of the mountain. And he would tell these people and the animals and the fish and everything, their jobs and their responsibilities as what, you know, what they're supposed to do. And the food that was supposed to be for the people and the animals and stuff. You know, he told all of them that. And he says, one day he goes, you're going to meet these people. I created people all over the world, and I created them different colors. I gave them different languages. And one day you're going to meet them. And when you do, he goes, you guys have a big festival. And then you share each other's food, stories, and, you know, you share. And he goes, and try to get along, he goes. So Rodney King must have been listening to our creation story, because that's what he said. Try to get along, you know, don't be fighting. And he says that these strange people are going to come here. Flintman said that these strange people are going to come here and abuse us, but don't fight them. And so those lessons our grandmothers knew, and those lessons our grandmothers taught us. And some of us are using it, and some of us aren't. And I feel personally, to be in the spirit world with the ancestors, you have to have a positive spirit. You know, you have to have a clean spirit. It can't be all dirty, and you can't be lying. You know, all that stuff that makes your spirit dirty. It can't be like that. You know, you got to be an honest person. That's why I wore this T-shirt today. If you could see the T-shirt, because that's our only weapon. Basically, is the truth. The truth always wins. You know, no matter who you are. You're green, yellow, or purple. As long as you deal with the truth, man, you're going to win. You'll be a winner in Creator's eyes. So, and these young people, the young native, non-native people, man, I think they're in my heart and in my spirit and my dreams. I feel like these kids, these young people, are the ones who's going to really change the world. You know, these young white people, along with our kids, and they're going to change the world because. Me talking all these years, my age, people my age, the non-Indians my age are still kind of like ignorant, I guess you could say, or they don't want to listen to the truth. I had somebody call me on the radio on my show in Lakeport, and he said he was a smart, educated white boy, a white man. And he didn't like me talking about America or, you know, talking about things that Americans did to Indian people because I do it too much or something. Mm-hmm. And he said he would take me off the radio personally, okay? And then another white friend of mine called me, and, you know, we start talking on the radio, and they start talking about that. And my friend, he goes, well, I'm an educated white man too, and I enjoy what Clayton's saying because I've never heard it before. Nobody has heard our history at all, you know. Our history, our Holocaust history is the same, basically the same as the Lakota, as the Iroquois, as the Cherokee, all 500 nations went through the same thing. Again, Floyd Westerman, he says 60 million people died in North America for freedom, justice, and liberty, you know. So when you go to the Happy Hunting Ground and Creator says, ask you these questions about why do you love this country so much when they did so bad to, you know, to the people that was here first. And your answer is going to be, well, I was a true American. I was a real American. I was such a good American, you know. Well, I think Creator's going to say, well, I gave you this human being heart, you know. I gave you a place to stay. I gave you your own campfire, and then you go over and take somebody else's. You know, I think those lessons are going to be taught in the spirit world when you go there. You know, if we don't straighten it up, you straighten up and fix things. The way I mean fix things is we have sacred land out there, like Bloody Island, Rattlesnake Island, that goes back to us. It should be ours, you know, so we can clean it or smoke it and bless it and all that. Every burial ground, everybody deserves a good burial, and every burial ground needs to be respected. But ours aren't, you know, they still build on them. So that's my fight. I shouldn't be doing this disenrollment thing. You know, I shouldn't be fighting with my own people about this disenrollment, disenfranchisement. I should be out there doing that and trying to save our sacred land. But, you know, our people too are sick. I feel like they're sick. We feel like this disenrollment, you lose your soul when you disenroll. You sell your soul when you disenroll. I feel, you know, it's just a negative. It's not a positive. It's not helping nobody but just that little family, you know. One of these guys, Nick Medina, he says he's God now because he has control of all this money. He's God. Gotta spell that backwards. Hey. I didn't even want to say that because, man, those poor little dogs, you know. And you got to use your humor. I think that's what got Indian people through to now. Not only did our grandmas hide, our grandpas hide in their own country, but they had a hell of a sense of humor. So, but I'm glad, Amanda, that you and your friend, and her name is
Sarah.
Sarah, and then the other lady in Ukiah and Will, and then Charmaine and them. I just, we have a really good group of people, man. A really good group, a good-hearted group of people. So, everybody, come on out. There'll be a link, and you can get the price on there. But we're not going to turn anybody away at all. You can give what you want. We're only asking the 1% to pay this price. But you can pay if you want, what you want, and so you won't be turned away. And we're asking people too, if you want to be a part of it. I'm going to give you my phone number, and Amanda could give you hers if she likes. But mine is 707-274-6788. And you can call me if you want to donate some food, some money, some whatever, for this festival we're going to have. And so if you want to, like I said, you can call that number and you could donate or bring some things, or or come join us. You're welcome to.
We have tickets available that you can purchase beforehand. You can purchase them at the door, but you can also purchase them in Ukiah at the Mendocino Book Company, as well as Milligan's Books. And then we also have here in Willits, you can buy tickets at Blue Sky Gallery, which is on Main Street here, if you want to buy them ahead of time. Otherwise, you can get them at the door. And I also wanted to mention that we're going to have a lot of groovin' music at this thing, as well as ceremony and food and fun. We have 3 bands who have generously donated their grooviness to our...
I think 4. Yeah.
4?
Yeah, I think
4
4
bands
be there, yeah.
or more that have generously donated their time and talent to our event, and one of them is Tachia Ahmet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is her name? And we also have from here in Willits the Motherland Family Band, and we also have Pale Robin, who's coming all the way from Santa Cruz.
Wow.
And there are links to those 3 bands on our Facebook page, which is Mendocino County's first ever Real Thanks Real Giving Festival, I believe. So check it out, and I hope you come and join us on December 2nd at 2.
And there's a movie that I was asking people to watch, and it's called Two Rivers. And it's an Indian, it's a native movie. And this movie talks about how a community that didn't have any kind of other culture in this community but the white culture. And this woman that moved to this community with this husband of hers, she was saying, where's the Chinese, where's the black, where's the green, where's the purple, where's all, he goes, there's just white people here. And so they went on a journey of finding other people there. They found out who the natives were from there, and they found some natives, and make a long story short, they ended up doing a festival together, a big powwow, and that's what I'm thinking of too. The out-of-state Indian people, they also have this big powwow, where they dance in this real big circle. Our Pomos could open up the thing, and then we could have this powwow coming in, so I'm thinking of that in the future too. But these people put on a big powwow, a festival every year, and they bring it back to Indian people. And the first one, I don't know if he was a mayor or if the guy that started it, he ended up giving the chief a gun. And the chief gave him a blanket, and it was a really good gesture, of them sharing and what they should have done when they first met, And so what we're doing, I guess, is like, this is how it should have been done. We're going to show you ways that it should have been done, the relationship between the Indians and the white people. This is how it should have been done, You didn't have to get all of these vigilantes together and kill 90% of our people or 98% of our people, then take the land and then try to live with us. We would have welcomed everybody in. We would have helped them build a home. We would have gave them some land. That's what would have happened, because that's the kind of people we are. But now we have to restart and redo things. It's 2012, only about about a month away, 21st. So better straighten up. So everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Nobody be turned away. And we'll get to shake hands and hugs and dancing and all that stuff.